what's going on? Welcome back. Today we're going to find out who invented tapping. I researched and researched this for about the last week, and I think I've come up with about as good an answer as we are ever going to get to this question. Now, before we get started, I want to thank a really good friend of mine by the name of Corey for suggesting a video like this. He said, why don't you maybe film some videos on the history of guitar techniques? And he suggested tapping. Fantastic idea. It's not always easy to come up with ideas to film, stuff you guys would be interested in. So I just wanted to thank you for suggesting the idea. I appreciate it. Now on to what I found out. Now, a lot of people said Eddie Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen. As much of a badass as Eddie Van Halen is, sadly it was not Eddie Van Halen. Now, Eddie did perfect the technique, in the late 70s. But he was actually, in an interview, quoted as saying he saw Ace Frehley of Kiss do it in 1975 or 1976. He did it with the side of his pick, kind of like this. So it wasn't Eddie. So I moved on. It wasn't Ace. Ace said he saw it from, I can't even remember. So I started digging. I kept digging. The next guy I came across was Steve Hackett. Now, Steve Hackett was the guitar player for Genesis, the first version of Genesis with Peter Gabriel. Now, he was thought to have done it about 1972, 1973. On a couple of different songs, you can hear him doing it. Very obviously, he's using the two-handed tapping technique. But it wasn't him either. I kept digging. And another name that came up was Harvey Mandel. Not sure how you pronounce it. It's Mandel. Might be Mandel. Not sure. He's been long dead. He played for a band by the name of Canned Heat, and he was thought to have done this in about 1968. It was not Harvey either. Kept digging, and kept digging. Here's the long and short of the story, folks. The best I could come up with was a guy by the name of Jimmy Walker. Now, Jimmy Walker had some instructional videos back in the 1950s. And in 1952, he had an instructional video that was titled Touch Guitar Methods. And in that video, he is actually seen doing two-handed tapping. I don't know if it was a video or a book. I can't remember. But that's what I read. And he is the first electric guitar player to do it, the best of my knowledge, to the best I could find out for the last week on the internet. But it wasn't him either. He may have brought this, technique over to the electric guitar. But this dates back way before any type of recording was even possible. Jazz players were doing it in the 1930s. It transferred to the guitar from other instruments, such as a lute. It was done, Paganini was doing it in the early 1900s on a violin. So I don't think we'll ever have an answer as far as who invented tapping. Probably the first guy to sit with an instrument. A stringed instrument, that is. A stringed instrument with frets. We'll never know. All these guys have certainly contributed something, and there's so many more that were mentioned. I just didn't want to do a 45-minute video on who invented tapping. I thought something short and sweet was a little more to your liking. Keep you watching a little bit, but not for 45 minutes, right? We'll never know who exactly did it. It predates recording by far. Spanish flamenco guitar players do this two-handed chord tapping where they slide the melodies around. Who knows where it came from? I don't know that we'll ever know. But all of these individuals have certainly done something of their own with it. They've perfected and honed the technique and passed it on to future generations. In 20 years, they're still going to be asking who invented tapping. This is the answer, guys. We're never going to know. That's just as sad as it is. But anyway, I just wanted to film something real quick before I go to work. And I want to thank you guys for watching. All you new subscribers, I want to welcome all of you. And before you leave, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. I sure appreciate all your comments and all your support. And I will be back tomorrow morning with another video. I'm sorry I can't do it more often, but my work has me so busy that by the time I get home at night, it's not happening. If I shower and eat before I fall asleep, I'm doing pretty good. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. And until next time, see ya!